So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night, but before we talk about that segment, we gotta talk about a backstage segment. So yeah, we see AJ Styles and Dragon Lee going up to Penta backstage, and Styles and Lee was asking Penta to be their tag team partner for tonight's six-man tag team match against the Judgment Day, because, you know, Penta's going after the Intercontinental Championship, and while they was discussing about it, all of a sudden, we hear commotion going on backstage, and then the cameraman starts going, and then we see Bayley and Lyra Valkyria attacking Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez backstage, beating them down, and security had pulled them apart and everything. Adam Pearce tells them to go on somewhere. So yeah, that's what happened there. Crazy stuff going on backstage. But then after that segment, we get to the next segment of the night, which was inside the ring, where we see CM Punk. CM Punk comes out there, and CM Punk was talking about what's next for him, and he starts talking about how he wants to thank the fans for helping him bring AJ Lee back and everything. So yeah, that's what happened there, and he was talking about what's been going on for the past couple weeks, but he says that now he got his focus towards the World Heavyweight Championship, because, you know, he lost the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam to Seth Rollins, and because of Seth Rollins cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. So yeah, that's what CM Punk was talking about there. So he wants to go after the World Heavyweight Championship once again, but then he gets interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight comes out there, and LA Knight starts telling CM Punk that he should be the one getting the world title match, because he says that he already done defeated Seth Rollins 2 times. One of those times was because of CM Punk interfering in his match, costing a disqualification in the world title match that he had a few months ago. So yeah, that's what LA Knight was saying there. And then he starts blaming CM Punk for the reason of why he hasn't been world champion, blaming him for the reason of why Seth Rollins is the world champion, because he says that, you know, CM Punk had his shoulders pinned down at SummerSlam after holding the world title for 5 minutes, and then he says that he has his shoulders pinned down at Clash in Paris in that Fatal 4-Way match, and he says that Seth Rollins never pinned his shoulders down. LA Knight said that about himself. So yeah, that's what was going on there. So he was talking about how he should be the next one in line to get the world title match, but then they get interrupted by Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes out there, and pretty much LA Knight starts telling Jey that he needs to step back in the back of the line, and pretty much how he needs to be a tag team and all that once again, because he says that he needs to be focused on the tag team and all that, since he can't get the big one done. So yeah, that's what LA Knight was telling Jey Uso there. And then he was talking about how Jey Uso is becoming just like Roman Reigns and all that stuff. But he says that he hopes that Jey Uso carves his own path and just be the man himself, because they don't need no damn another Roman Reigns. So yeah, that's what LA Knight was saying there. And then we see Jimmy Uso come walking down to the ring, and LA Knight was distracted by that. And then he was telling Jey that he's not going to be the next one in line for the world title. Same for CM Punk, and he says that he's going to be the one going after the world title. And then he turns around, he gets hit with a super kick by Jey Uso. And then we see Jimmy getting in the ring after LA Knight's knocked out and everything. And then we see CM Punk grabbing the mic and tells Jey that LA Knight was right. And he says that Jey needs to be focused on the tag team division and all that stuff, while he's going to go after the world title. So yeah, that's what he tells Jey there. And then Jey was ready to fight CM Punk after that, and we see Jimmy getting in between them, trying to hold him back and everything, trying to prevent them from fighting and all that stuff. But then Jey tries to hit a super kick onto CM Punk, but then we see Jimmy stopping him and all that, and then Punk goes around pushing Jimmy out the way and punches Jey in the face, laying him out, and then Punk turns around, he gets hit with a super kick by Jimmy getting laid out. So yeah, that's what happened there with CM Punk and LA Knight getting laid out tonight on Raw, and now the match is now set up for the main event later on tonight, the Usos versus LA Knight and CM Punk in a tag team match. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment though, and Jimmy was not too happy about what he did to CM Punk there. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Then, after all that, we see a promo package from Io Sky, where she was saying that she don't recognize Asuka and Kairi Sane as family no more. She says that she'll be in that tag team match this Saturday at Crown Jewel, but she says that she'll be defeating Kairi Sane tonight. So yeah, that's what Io Sky was saying there in the promo package. But up next, it'll be Io Sky versus Kairi Sane, one-on-one up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then.